Welcome. I'm really glad to see that you were able to master that codon chart. I was really impressed. Which figured out pretty easy. I mean, for you guys who are this side and this side and then this side, you just find where they come together. So now, why? We've talked about that central dogma, and we have that DNA is going to code for mRNA, and that will then, in turn, code for a protein. Now, so what? Who cares? These proteins are really important. These determine your traits. Okay? That's where the magic lies. Okay, so let's talk about proteins. Proteins are like the workers. They do everything for the cell. Let me tell you a couple things they do. Number one, here's what proteins do. Here's some protein functions. Proteins are used in transport. Okay? For example, hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a special protein found in the red blood cells, and they carry oxygen around. Which reminds me, there was a red blood cell went up to the bar to get a drink, and the waitress said, "Do you want to sit down here?" He said, "No, I'd rather circulate." Okay. The second one is movement. Really important in movement. And so movement, things like in the muscles, there's these two proteins called actin and myosin that slide next. I spelled that wrong. Myosin. Actin and myosin, they kind of come together. Okay? Change pens here. Just why? I don't know. Just because. All right. Third one is enzymes. We've talked about that a lot already in this unit. Enzymes are the ones that do the work for cells. They run reactions. Probably name some right now. DNA polymerase, helicase, ligase, RNA polymerase. 4. You're doing a lot of stuff here. They're structural. Structural means they have the structure. They're what builds our bodies. For example, collagen. Collagen is what makes our skin. And it's a good thing that collagen is so tough. It's actually like a big braid. It's a 3. That's really not a good braid, but if I had hair, I'd probably know how to draw that and braid. Okay, anyway, but if you imagine those, I always picture those like telephone poles, and you have that cable that kind of holds it in place, and there's a little thing right there. If you look at that cable really close, it's a braid. Structurally very strong. Thank God. If I did this, my skin would be ripping off. Next is defense. Things like antibodies. And number 6, transmembrane proteins. These are all of our protein channels. For us to get glucose across the membrane, in our little artificial membrane it worked, but in reality in our cells, we need these things called GLUT transporters. Thank God for GLUT. Last but not least, number 7, it's for color and some UV protection. Color in our eyes, our hair, hair. The complexion of our skin, all because of these different proteins. So where do these functions come from? Just remember that the order of the amino acid determines how it folds. So the order of the amino acid determines how the protein folds up, and the shape determines its function. Running out of space there. So the order of amino acids determines the function. So what happens if we were to change the order of amino acids? the function would ultimately change. So if we change one amino acid in this protein, hemoglobin, we have sickle cell anemia, which is a change in the shape of this protein because it folds up differently and then it functions differently. And we have a whole host of problems because of that. So where do these changes come from? I'm going to throw you one last thing here. And let me just get rid of my cable. I'm going to give the idea of what are called mutations. Mutations are a change in your genes. Yeah, I used to wear Levi's, and I'm kind of more of a Bugle Boy guy. Genes, not these genes, but anyway. So if we change our genes, that means we change the DNA. And if we change the DNA, then we've changed the mRNA. And if we change the DNA and the mRNA, then we've changed the order of these amino acids, which changes how it folds up, which changes its shape, which changes its function. We have thus then changed the protein, and we've changed our trait. There we go. DNA order thus determines our traits.